Oh, I forgot. We're going to talk about the conservative critique of war. Good fucking call. Thank you. Before we get to Bernie Sanders and him being a fake socialist, one last thing I wanted to say about the war in Ukraine. A lot of people regularly talk about how much money we're fucking sending over to Ukraine, and some of the perspective is valid. But a lot of what conservatives talk about with respect to why or how much money we're sending into Ukraine is just bullshit. What do I mean by that? Always make note of people who say, why are we sending this money to Ukraine when we can instead be using it elsewhere, and what they are saying? Because if they are like, why are we sending this money to Ukraine? Why can't we beef up our borders? Or if they're Marjorie Taylor Greene and they say, why are we sending this money to Ukraine when we could be bombing Mexico? Which is a thing that Marjorie Taylor Greene said. Or Ann Coulter saying, why are we sending this money to Ukraine when we could be invading Mexico like we did with Panama? A real thing that she said on the Tim Pool broadcast. I saw that earlier this morning on the Majority Report. Shouts out the Majority Report. Remember, when people say, why are we sending this money to Ukraine when we can be using it in other violent ways? Yes, she did say that, by the way. Both of these things I said are correct. Okay, let's see if we can... maybe you guys can send me the links. I know Marjorie Taylor Greene said it. I know Ann Coulter said it on Tim Pool. Understand that they're not anti-war. Okay? They're not anti-war. Because they're just saying, that's not a good war to fight. We got a better war to fight. And if you are anti-war, you don't say shit like that. And this is basically what Glenn Greenwald advocates for as well. They're not anti-war. They're anti-this war. Okay? So remember that. Here it is. Marjorie Taylor Greene says, President Trump was right. We should bomb the cartels because they are an international criminal organization murdering our people by lacing deadly fentanyl from China in drugs they illegally sell across our border to U.S. citizens. Not Mexico or its great people, the cartels. The Biden admin and U.S. Congress has invested 111 plus billion taxpayers' dollars in a war defending the borders of the people of Ukraine. The same admin and Congress ignore our own daily border invasion and the record high number of Mexican cartel fentanyl murders of Americans. Washington has always had a lust for war. If that's the case, they need to turn their lust towards a war that actually defends America's borders and the American people's lives. But Joe Biden is the best business partner the cartels have ever had, and Joe keeps the drugs flowing. And young Americans, teens to 45, are dying of fentanyl more than COVID, cancer, heart disease, and all other deaths combined. This is so funny. That's not true. What the fuck? That is insane. Okay, let's continue. Joe doesn't seem to mind drug abuse because he campaigned for POTUS while his daughter Ashley was in drug rehab, writing about inappropriate showers with dad. And we all know the depravity of Hunter's drug habit. Unfortunately, we had to see it on his laptop from hell. But just because Joe Biden doesn't care how many Americans die from fentanyl, why don't the rest of the demon rats care, and some Republican senators? You know who does care? The parents who find their teenager dead in their room in the morning. That family remembers that gets that coal that no one ever wants. And each time the toxicology report comes back, fentanyl. Our own federal government is failing our people. And by keeping our borders open, aiding in the cartel's murders of our people, it should not be tolerated. The federal government has a duty to defend the state's borders and our people, and it's the people who pay for it all. I'm Marjorie Taylor Greene, and I believe that we need to have a national divorce, kind of like the divorce that I had with my husband because I was cheating on him with the CrossFit instructor. That's right. That is a real thing that Marjorie Taylor Greene, did, allegedly. I was letting the whole team hit because, I wanted to explore my sexuality. Now, am I having sex with Kevin McCarthy? Some people are saying this. This might be a lie told by the liberal Democrats. Allegedly, I, Marjorie Taylor Greene, am having sex with Kevin McCarthy. Allegedly. Anyway, we need to have a national divorce, kind of like the Confederates did, but this time successfully. By the way, that's not even a lie. She wrote that. Here it is. We need a national divorce. We need to separate by red states and blue states and shrink the federal government. Everyone I talk to says this. From the sick and disgusting woke culture issues shoved down our throats to the Democrats' traitorous last America policies, we are done. That's right. We need to balkanize the United States of America, more like the non-United States, the divided states of America. I'm Marjorie Taylor Greene, and I know nothing about American history, and I will tell you that this will probably be a good thing. M. Hud says, maybe we don't need a national divorce. Maybe we and the government can just live in other places for a while until we figure things out. Maybe things will get better. Yeah, I agree. Anyway, here is the funniest part about Marjorie Taylor Greene's absolutely insane request for Biden to bomb drug cartels in Mexico is the fact that it was his idea actually first. Let's go after the drug lords where they live with an international strike force, Jack. Super predators, I mean. Why? They don't call him Jim Crow Joe for no reason, chat. Okay? I do find that funny. Anyway, yeah, Marjorie Taylor Greene, no fucking unique or new ideas. You know what I'm saying? Biden met President Zelensky and all the Ukrainians. Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene pops off, says, impeach Biden or give us a national divorce. We don't pay taxes to fund foreign countries' wars who aren't even NATO allies. We aren't sending our sons and daughters to die for foreign borders and foreign democracy. America is broke. Criminals and cartels reign, and you are a fool. That's funny. She got so horned up to fucking pop off. She just said allies, and then she said to dies for foreign borders and foreign democracy. Do you think she's aware that blue states literally prop up red states to keep their people alive? Is she just saying virtue signaling, or is she that stupid? Yes, she's that stupid. Why not both? Why not both? It could be both. Why not both? You see the drama over the communism comment in the new Last of Us? Same foreign policy as you? Wait, what? I'm literally describing why this is an idiotic fucking take as far as foreign policy goes. And there are still people in here to be like, yeah, dude, you and Marjorie Taylor Greene agree. Marjorie Taylor Greene very openly admits that she is not interested in like any sort of peace mission. She just wants the funds and the weapons to continue flowing just to
Travel
award that she thinks is good. Here's why you can never trust the false anti-war positions of the right. Ann Coulter and Hannah Claire Brimelow propose pulling funding out of Ukraine and instead use it to invade Mexico.
Travel at all, go anywhere, and you'll be happy to be here. Do you think that Mexico poses enough of a threat to American lives to be worth invading at any point?
It wouldn't be necessary if we built the wall.
Yeah.
But yes, to take out the cartels. I mean, it's certainly more of a threat to us than Ukraine.
Right. I mean, we sent a ton of money shipping goods and resources to Ukraine. Why wouldn't we just spend that money on the wall?
Well, not only the wall, but as for, going into their country, I mean, I don't know, this is kind of racy, but yeah, take out the cartels if they can't do it by themselves.
She follows through by literally saying we should do a Panama Canal style invasion, which, she doesn't even know the details of, doesn't even understand who she's talking about. It's pretty funny. Anyway, it's great. It's fucking awesome. It's just,